In the riveting tale of The Big Short, the Salomon brothers and Lois ignite financial chaos with their audacious idea of securitization. They rake in a fortune through credit card debts and bond profits, painting a picture of grandeur. Meanwhile, the astute Burry uncovers a looming catastrophe, a market saturated with loans, poised for a colossal 15% loss, totaling a mind-boggling $70 trillion. Brace yourselves as we plunge into the heart-pounding second act of this financial roller coaster.
In a flashback, his brother stands on the edge of a high building's roof, and Baum becomes despondent as his brother jumps. The next scene shows Baum taking a cab and heading to his office. The scene shifts, and Burry finds himself in a bank named Goldman Sachs, aiming to convey the idea that the bonds will fail and to establish a credit default swap market. Following this, Burry visits multiple banks and shares his concept with them. Believing the bonds to be secure, the bankers go along with his bet. Lawrence is distressed by Burry's plan, fearing its potential impact on their own business. The scene transitions and we see Baum entering his office, informing his team that Cynthia wants him to resign. The first team member, Vinnie Daniel, is Bailey's accountant who lost his father to a crime during his youth. The next member is Porter Collins, a former Olympic rower who attended Brown and previously worked with Baum. The last one is Danny Moses, an excellent trader. Jared learns about Burry's dealings and informs Danny. They schedule a meeting with Baum, during which Baum and his team meet with Jared. Baum asks Jared how many people he has spoken to about this trade. Jared claims to have talked to a few individuals, and some are interested, though it's actually a lie. Baum suspects the deception, as Jared had called them with the wrong number. Jared admits that some called them and mocked, and Baum questions if they intend to do the same. Vinnie responds that they are interested in what he is saying. Jared proceeds to explain using the analogy of a building made of small blocks. He asks them to imagine it as a basic mortgage bond, stating that the original bundle of mortgages was simple, with thousands of AAAs guaranteed by the US government. However, the model bundles are different, private and composed of layers of tranches. He elaborates that the AAA tranches get paid first, followed by the Bs, which can be riskier but potentially more lucrative. Over time, these Bs and double Bs transition from being slightly risky to entirely worthless. Default rates have risen from 1% to 4%, and if they reach 8%, the triple Bs will also plummet to zero, presenting an opportunity. Baum questions if this could lead to an economic crisis, and Jared confirms. Baum wonders why no one is talking about it, and Jared asserts that he is 100% sure of the situation. Vinnie grasps the point and asks Jared if he is suggesting to short it, and how. Jared responds that they will short it using credit default swaps. Baum asks once again why banks haven't noticed it. Jared replies that they are too busy earning exorbitant fees by selling these bonds. Danny questions how the underlying bonds can be as bad as Jared claims. Jared explains that nobody knows what is in the bonds, citing instances where he has seen bonds rated at 65% AAA, yet filled with 95% subprime FICOs below 550. Jared further details that when the market deems the bonds too risky, they simply repackage them with other worthless subprimes into a CDO. They pile up Bs, double Bs, and triple Bs that haven't been sold, and once the pile is substantial, rating agencies assign it a 92 to 93% AAA rating without asking questions. Anthony Bourdain then explains CDO by likening it to making a seafood stew from unsold fish. After Jared leaves, Baum and his team consider taking his words seriously and embark on researching the matter. The scene shifts, revealing two boys in suits sitting on a couch in a company. Chris informs them that he is on Ted's desk, and the two boys, Charlie Geller and Jamie Shipley, introduce themselves. They are setting up a trading platform. Chris inquires about their company, and Geller mentions that it is worth $30 million, having started with $110K. Geller and Shipley aim to get an ISDA agreement with JP Morgan, allowing an investor to engage in high-level trades. Chris informs them that the company is not worth enough, as an ISDA requires more than $1 billion. Discouraged, Geller and Shipley decide to jump on the credit default swap after hearing Jared's pitch about the housing market being a bubble. They bring in retired trader Ben Rickard to assist them, as they lack the experience to execute the trades successfully. Danny and Collins go to a neighborhood to find closed houses, encountering a renter concerned about potential eviction. They enter a home with a past due notice paper in the kitchen and another with an alligator in the pool. The scene then shifts, showing Burry reading a book when Lawrence confronts him about his betting strategy, believing it will fail within 6 years.
That's all for this part. Click here to watch the part 1 of the video and don't forget to subscribe the channel.